All right, 11.2, make a conjecture. 1, complete the table with the slope of each segment from the warm-up. Okay, so AB, BC, CD, DA. So let's do AB first. All right, AB, if I'm going from A to B, I see it's down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So down 2 over 5. So that would be a slope of negative 2 over 5, right? All right, if we're using change in y over change in x. All right, now I want to do the same thing for the image, A prime, B prime. All right, so for A prime, B prime, I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. So we can also make it like a right triangle like this. 5 and over 2. So that would be, 5 over 2. All right, if we multiply these together, I'm going to multiply my numerators. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. And 5 times 2 is 10. Negative 10 over 10 is just negative 1. Let's see if this also is the case for BC. Okay, so BC, B to C, that's up 2 over 1. So that's 2 over 1. B prime, C prime is up 1 backwards 2. So that would be negative 2 and 1. Okay, so if we're going that direction from B to C, that's negative. So that would be 1, because that's my change in y, over negative 2, my change in x. All right, and it really doesn't matter where you put the negative sign. If the whole fraction is negative, you can make either the denominator negative or the numerator, because a positive divided by a negative is negative, or a negative divided by a positive is also negative. All right, so we're going to multiply these two. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. And that's equal to negative 1 as well. Now we're doing CD. C to D, up 2, back 1. So that would be 2 over negative 1. This CD is down 1. Down 1, back 2. Yeah, that sounds right. Down 1, back 2. All right, so negative 1 and minus 2. So, because we're going down, it's minus 1. Because we're going to this direction, to the left, we are going minus 2. So that'll be negative 1 over negative 2. And they're both negative. So really, I could write this fraction as positive 1 over 2, because a negative divided by a negative is going to be positive. I'll just leave it like that. There should be no equal sign in front, no negative sign in front. All right, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So we're seeing a pattern here. All right, DA. D to A is down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So down 2 over 5. All right, now I'm going to guess that this next one's going to be positive 5 over positive 2, or negative 5 over negative 2. But the overall fraction is going to be positive, because this one was negative. So now we're going from D to A prime. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I made a mistake. If we are looking at DA, DA, this line is a positive slope, right? So there's no way that my slope should have been negative here. So really, I'm going down 2, backwards 5. So that would be a negative 5 in my denominator. So I'm glad I caught that. All right, here for d prime to a prime, going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so down 5, and over 2 in the positive direction. So that'll be negative 5 over 2. All right, so negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. Negative 5 times positive 2 is negative 10. And we get that same product of negative 1. All right, the image in the warm-up is a 90-degree rotation of the original figure. We talked about that. So each line in the original figure is perpendicular to the corresponding line in the image. Use your slope calculations to make a conjecture about slopes of perpendicular lines. Well, one thing I can say is that their product is always negative 1. All right, but I think we can say even more than that. If we're looking at these two fractions, there's something, a word for when you switch the numerator and denominator in a fraction, right? I have 2 over 5, 5 over 2. 2 over 1, 1 over 2, right? We're switching. So another thing you could say is the slope, or the slopes of perpendicular lines right, are reciprocals. But it's a little bit more than that, because I didn't just take 2 over 1 and flip it, right? Then I'd have 1/2. There's another thing that we also did to this. Besides flipping it, we also used, we also negated it, right? This is positive, now it's negative. Negative, now it's positive. This one's negative. This is really equal to 1 over 2, so it went from negative to positive. This is really equal to 2 over 5, positive to negative. So the slopes of perpendicular lines are negated reciprocals. All right. So one way we can say that, another way is if you've got AB, that's going to be parallel to something that has a slope of negative B over A. All right, that's all for 11.2.